Greetings YouTube, time for another bargain video. We start out with a Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game. This is the revised edition of the game. I didn't own a copy, but now I do. I got that for $31.50. We had Sorcery and Super Science, Creatures Below the Shattered Moon from Expeditious Retreat. And we have Sorcery and Super Science, Scourge of the Mall Rats, also from Expeditious Retreats. We have a Thor graphic novel. We have a Jack the Ripper graphic novel. And then we have a graphic novel about Theseus, which is somewhat appropriate because I recently watched Henry Cavill's Immortals, which actually wasn't bad. Then we have the Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs, which is really quite large. I mean, to give you an idea, here's a Thor graphic novel. It's a pretty big book. And I picked that up both because I wanted to look at it, do a video on it, and I will probably pass it on to somebody else. Then we have A History of the End of the World by Yuri Rubinsky and Ian Wiseman, which is very strange. I got it cheap though, so we'll see what it's like. We have Hess's Siddhartha from my wife, A Burglar's Guide to the City, which is a gift from my wife to me. We have Armor by Sean Morrison, a book about armor. Nice cover too. And then we have Your Inner Fish, a journey into the 3.5 billion year history of the human body. A book I have been looking forward to reading, and I picked it up at a thrift shop for like $3. So no shipping required, and I got it cheap. So, and there are way too many books this time. I know, I'm a bad man. Right now we're going to go to the next section of books. And my wife got some free books. A book on printing, sign language book for kids. This one comes with flashcards. More signing, popular songs in sign language, and easy and fun paper folding. My wife got those for nothing. I have a book called The Planiverse, Computer Contact with a Two-Dimensional World, kind of a riff on Flatland. The Supernatural Witches and Wicca by Audrey Alexander. I picked this up cheap. I want to see what kind of a take they have on it. Then we have the MODOK, the story of the greatest elephant that ever lived. Could be interesting. This is Your Brain on Music, the Science of Human Obsession. I have an interest in this from a psychological viewpoint, and my mother-in-law teaches instruments, violin and piano. Here we have a Terry Pratchett book that my father gave my wife for nothing. He quite enjoyed it, which kind of made me smile. My father was reading a Discworld book. Then we have a Folding Lantern, which was in the same pile as the books, which is why it's here, as is this Strange Money. It says Unification on it. It has a kind of pseudo star system or solar system symbol here, and there's two denominations, 100 and 500. I have no idea what this is. I thought maybe it's hell money, but it's too heavy in my book. So anybody knows what this is, tell me. And I threw some random stuff in here just because I had a little space. We have a set of loaded dice. Originally it was 2 normal dice and 2 loaded dice. I only got 3 in this set, but I only paid $2. And it's interesting is that the loaded dice are clear, and boy, are they loaded. And then we have these 5 big chunky dice, which kind of make me think of like play school dice. And I rolled them 5 dice 6, throw out those 2 just to see what I got. And I got 6 stats, 9, 14, 14, 15, 16, 17, which is pretty darn good. And then we have 2 hammers. This teeny little tiny ball peen hammer, which I think is handmade and antique. And this vintage, I don't think it's antique, mallet, which I thought was quite cool. It's got a nice heft to it, and I like the overall design. So I'll actually put this into use. I may find a use for the little hammer. I don't know. We'll find out. But this one I will put into use. You never know when you're going to need a big whacking mallet for something. Now we're going to go on to digital media. We have Stargate, which is a upgrade. I have it on DVD. Then we have Paperman, which is supposed to be kind of a quirky comedy, and Ryan Reynolds plays an imaginary superhero. We have Doctor Who Season 7 Part 2, We have Pets, which was cute. We have the Manchurian Candidate, which I got specifically because it has a commentary track. I paid 20 cents for it, so can't lose there. We have an animated film called Rejected, which I've never seen. I know nothing about. I got to look it up. I bought that blind, and I thought, okay, it could be intriguing. I haven't watched it yet. We have Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. It's got some problems. Paddington, which we have not watched yet. My wife wanted that. We have the complete third season of Flash, which I picked up. I think I got it on sale for like 17 bucks or 18 bucks. So that was cool. Even it's just on DVD, it's not on Blu-ray, but still. Then we have Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, which I picked up for 12 bucks. And the complete first season of Supergirl on Blu-ray for 17. Both of those are used. I got both of those at Bull Moose Music and Records. So if you ever get a chance to go there, they do have a lot of movies and quite a few books. And I've gotten a few good book deals over the years. A couple of Carhartt hats. These are brand new. Apparently, they were dumped at the thrift shop at the end of the Christmas season. For my wife, and this is for me. I'm going to edit my hats and get rid of some of the lesser quality ones. We have some bells. This one has a frog and a slug and a snake. So you have the frog is looking at the slug, and the snake is looking at the frog. Doesn't have horrible, great sound, but it's nice and thick, nice heft to it, and that's a very cool little tableau. We have a Buddha bell. We have Bon Natal, which is or Buon Natal. It's Italian, I think. Another a bell from India, and we have this string of little jingle bells that cost 10 bucks. That was a pretty good deal. And we have this really nice solid brass horse head. Now I'm not into horses, but it's got a threaded shaft, which should mean it should be relatively easy to turn this into a cane head if I put a piece of rod into the top of the cane. So I'm just going to get myself a piece of straight hardwood doweling just to give an experiment, see how well I do, because I do have a piece of ebony I'd like to use, but I would like to experiment with it first before I go and start off with that one. So that's what I'm going to try first. It has a nice heft to it, and it's really quite comfortable in the hand, even though I'm not much into equestrian things. We also have this really nice hook, which I'll use for something, because you're always hooking up flowers or bells or something at my house. We have the Egyptian tube, which I got at a thrift shop for $1. We have this, which cost me $3. All kinds of aquatic sea creatures, and I got it because it's got some cool figures in there. But my wife also was interested because it has a whale shark. She loves whale sharks. Speaking of aquatic things, I got these two aquatic figures: a blue stingray and a beluga, a polar bear, and a rhino. I got those for 80 cents at a by the pound place. And these are all Schleich or Safari Limited, so they're good quality. They'll end up in a video at some point. And then we have a Night Eyes pouch, which is for my new phone, because my other pouches will not fit my new phone, because my new phone is much larger than my old phone, because this is an actual smartphone, and it's on the extra large size because I've got big fumbly fingers. And I picked this up on sale for like $6. So I was like, woohoo, $6. And the last section should be gear. I have a foam block. I thought I might be able to use that as support for projects. I have some Thirsty Coasters, which are apparently absorbent microfiber, fast drying. I give those a try for come summertime. I have these screens. I think they were part of some storage method. I'm not sure. I got 7 of them, and I paid like less than $2 for these 7 things. I think I might be able to modify them to use them as window security in my basement, because my basement windows don't have anything on them other than the locks in the inside, and that makes me nervous. So I thought I would modify these, or see if I can use them without modification, to provide some security that I maybe should be, I can still get my hand to the knob, so if in case I want to open them, I can still open them, go a crack or something like that. We'll see. I'm going to take a look at it, see what I want to do. But I want to provide some kind of security. It may not be this. And if it isn't for this, then I'll find another use for them. For that cheap, I couldn't pass that up because they're not harmed in any way. They're coated. They'll be useful for something. And if nothing else, I can screen soil through them. We have this wrench, which is from Barcolo. I haven't looked this one up. It says Buffalo on the other side. It says 8, which I think is the length of the thing, or maybe it could be the size. I'm not positive. It says 8 on both sides, and it is an adjustable wrench with a funky curve. So I kind of like that. I picked that up for $5 at a flea market. And then we have this. This is a Fury knife, and I believe this is a copy of or very similar to a Spyderco fixed blade, but I'm not sure. I really like the shape. Micarta handles, through pins, full tang, get a nice weight to it. It's a little thin, but if it were a little bit thicker, it also costs a lot more. But I picked this up regular. This is like a $20 knife, but I picked this up for $5 at an antique shop. Somebody didn't want it, I did. So there you go. So that was kind of cool. I need to sharpen it. The blade edge isn't the greatest. And then we have this bar, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a solid steel foam covered bar. It weighs 9 pounds. It's for exercise, so I think I may give that a try. My wife can give it a try. And it was $3 at a thrift shop. So it can't go wrong. I've seen these at a gym, many different sizes of these at a gym before, where people were using them for different kinds of exercises. In fact, I saw it just recently on my holiday break in Laconia, New Hampshire, if I remember correctly. So yeah. It's really kind of cool, and it is heavy, man. If you lift it down on this end, it takes a lot of strength to lift this up. So you can get some strength training as well as using it dynamically to exercise larger muscle groups. It's kind of cool. Sorry, it's a little crooked there. So there you go, folks. This has been the latest bargain video. I hope you've enjoyed it.